Okay, people, so now it's, I think it's June 12th, 2020. So, favorite spot in life here, right? What I did last night, right, Andre and I we went shopping, I'll show you later. I'm just going to work on this video, people. You know, got my panic attacks going on and just whatever. I'm disgusted with my province. You know, 403 people so far have been documented. Ciera's not included in that number, right? Because we know the shenanigans that went around with that one. But I'm pretty sure she'll be thrown into that shit pile after it's all said and done, right? Because the only reason they did what they did was to cover their tracks. But besides that point, 403 people in the last 3 months have basically died from overdose, mainly from fentanyl, in the province of British Columbia, Canada. And, you know, it's just like business as usual around here when it comes to, you know, taking out what they want from these bodies. But, of course, they don't talk about that, right? So, anyway, I went out and I bought a few things just because that's what I like to do. And, you know, I'm always thinking about what I can make for Amari. So, anyway, I did some studnats. Do you see that? Okay, this is jellied pig's feet, right? That's what they call it, right? So, in Ukrainian terms, it's called studnats. What I wanted was the jelly for Amari, right? Because it's good for collagen in his cartilages and that type of thing, right? So, I thought I'd try that because they had a couple of, you know, things that were, you know, I haven't made this in years and years and years. And pretty much everything that I make, Amari really does like it. So I'm hoping he'll like this. Now, the way I made mine, I was going to do a video on it, people. But I changed my mind. Because I wanted to make, because it's been so long since I made it, right? I forgot. But the way it's tasting right now is pretty much the way I remember it. So I got it spot on. So after you make it, and you know it goes in the fridge, I mean, obviously you come in and you take off that little bit of surface fat, right, before you cut into it. And what I use for spices as it's cooking, right, you can use a ham hock or whatever, right? It doesn't have to be pig's feet. These were just little pieces that were cut up, and they were previously frozen, and they were cheap, so I thought I'd try it to see if he'd like it, right? Because, you know, I want him to have the gelatin than anything else, right? If it's something that I can incorporate into his meals, like I do with the other things that I do for him, right, just to give him that little extra boost, you know, then this is something that I'm going to do. But before I do that, I have to make sure that he likes it, right? Now, Amari likes 99.9% of everything that I make for him. Last night, he was eating mushroom soup with garlic in it, people. And a mashed up egg. So, you know, so he's turning out to be my little garlic baby. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to eat garlic, right? So the mushroom soup kind of had a little bit of a garlic flavor to it. So I was pretty impressed that he ate that with his boiled egg that was mashed up. It was just a half an egg, right? Because I break things up. Like the day before, he had his egg with something else that I had made previous, right? And what we did, what Tisha did, is she warmed up one of those jars that I made with the beef in it and canned it, and then gave him half because, you know, full jar is too much in one sitting, especially for beef. This is what I told her, right? I mean, he would have ate it, but it doesn't matter. And then the other half, because she took him for a couple of days for me, I put the other half in the freezer, right? In a little jar like this, what was left. And then I took that after he came back home, and I defrosted it, warmed it up, and then I put an egg in it, half an egg, and boy, he just gobbled it up. And then yesterday, I took the other half of the egg, right, and I mixed it in with that mushroom soup with the garlic, and he gobbled it up. So this one here, right now, basically tastes like the traditional stud gnats that I grew up with. And what I used for seasoning was a bay leaf. Maybe one day I'll make another batch and I'll show you how to do it if you don't know how. Anyway, I used a bay leaf. And then rosemary. I bought fresh rosemary. I don't know why it's not very green, but anyway. I bought fresh rosemary. I put it in one of those little tea things so that, you know, everything stays inside. And then I threw that in the pot with some salt. A little bit of, I put about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, right? Chop that up. A little bit of pepper. And when I put it in the fridge last night, ready, you know, like warm before it's set. Oh, it's so good. So good, people. So I'm really hoping that he likes this because I can freeze, now that it's made. See? This is what I'm doing. I can cut it. Do you see? Alright, that's what I want. And I can take it and I can put it in this little jar as is. I'll cut it in 2. Now, for the meat part and everything else, you know, it'd have to be mashed or grinded or whatever. The point is he's got this gelatin and it's tasty, tasty. So, because Amari likes to eat, I'm thinking he'll like it, right? And then what happens is, right, he's got little bits of meat in there too, just a little bit. This is what I'm doing. See? Now, I don't have to worry about freezing it without a lid because it's already gelled. So I just put a lid on it. I'll add a bit more in there. Just a little bit more. So that when I want it to mix it in with something else, I can warm it up in a frying pan. Right? It doesn't have to be gelled. But I can literally warm it up in a frying pan and then he gets all that rich juice in with his next meal, whatever I combine this with. Obviously, I'm going to take this, I'm going to mash it up for him as best as I can, right? Because, you know, you have to keep things kind of small, right? And see if he likes it. Or I can take the jelly, just like this, and maybe pop it in his mouth and see what he thinks of it. See if he can maybe chew on it, because it's jelly, it will melt in the mouth, right? But it has a tad bit taste of rosemary and a tad bit taste of basil leaf. And boy, oh boy, it's so good, people. It's exactly the way I remember it when my grandma used to make it. And my mother. So good. So, I'll make that another day. On another video. So you can see it. But, for $5, less than $5, right? That's what I got. But the gelatin for Amari is really good. So I'm going to fill up a few more jars, and I'm going to freeze them. And then when I make something else for him, whatever it may be, just take it out of the freezer, put it in a little frying pan, warm it up. And even if it's not in a jelly state, it doesn't matter because the gelatin itself is still, like the nutrients within the liquid will be there. And that's why I did this. Because, you know. And then, but I'm going to try and give it to him. Well, I can't give it to him like this but I'll cut it up into small little pieces. I don't know about running it through I have a little food processor I could maybe run it through, but it depends. I can probably do it with a fork and a knife. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing with Andre today, because we're going to do some more skewers. I bought, what is this? Apricots, a few of them. And I want to make, you know, I told you I'm going to be making a lot of these. So I bought another box of jars. That's where I invest my money. Sorry, I don't invest my money into makeup to make myself look beautiful. But, you know, there's other priorities in life. When you're looking after children, you kind of let those things slide. So in the meantime, I'm going to do apricot. And I got a few apples. Marcaine wants some pies. But I can scoop up on maybe 3 apples, mix them in with this apricot. And I can do some jars like this with the apricot. Plus I've got my rhubarb growing. So I don't know. I may, you know, I didn't buy that many. I should have bought a few more. But I'm definitely going to do some of this. And then in about a week and a half from now, 2 weeks, because it's strawberry season, I'm going to go out to the farms and buy a whole bunch of strawberries and do this with apples and strawberries. But right now we're going to do a few apricots with a little bit of apple and maybe something to do with rhubarb. So hold on. Here we go. Where's my spoon? Now I lose a spoon.
It's right there.
Where?
There.
Oh, yeah? Oh, are you going to like this, Amari? Okay, people. We're going to try it now. See what he thinks. Here. He has to taste everything first. Well, you got to taste everything first. You got to give him a chance to taste it. Oh, what is that? Do you taste the bay leaf? Yeah, what do you taste? Different, eh? Is this different? This is different.
Yeah, it is different.
Yeah, totally different than what Naman normally makes. But it's good. It's good. Once he gets a hang of it. Yeah, here you go. Here you go. Come on. Nana, just give you a chance to taste it. What do you think? Oh, different, huh? It's got different taste, doesn't it? Rosemary, bay leaves, garlic, salt, pepper.
Wait, did you say garlic and salt?
Don't grind your teeth. Come on.
Maybe I can.
Oh, what's this? You're not complaining.
Yeah.
He's not complaining. Not yet. What you think?
I think he likes it.
Yeah, he likes everything Nana makes. Here. Pretty much. There's not too many things he doesn't like. No. That's because Nana puts in a lot of effort into this stuff. I sure do. And you see, the nice thing about this one is I can freeze this, you see? That's the thing. I can freeze it, but, you know, after it's frozen, you heat it up, right? But the properties of the nutrients are still in the broth, okay? So this is good. Look at that. Are you eating it? There we go. Now we got the hang of it.
Yep.
I'm just giving him little bites right now because I don't want him to gag on it, right?
Yep.
And he's kind of sitting in a position that he doesn't normally... Oh, there you go. You like it.
Doesn't like?
Huh?
Doesn't like? In a position that he doesn't like now?
Well, it's not that he doesn't like. It's just...
Different?
Different, yeah. There you go. Look at that. See? And then... Oh, what did you get? Did you get some flavor? Yeah? Did you get flavor? Ooh, it's flavorful, isn't it? All right. This is another success story. Yes, it is. This is something that Nana can make more of. Yeah. Now, you see something like this. I'm just giving this to him straight up by itself, but you can mix this in. You see, he's asking for more. He likes it. You can mix this in with other foods. You
like
can
what?
Peas, potatoes, rice.
Hey, we have peas.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. You can mix it in with egg. all kinds of things, right? Noodles, whatever. This is like a very good base to mix now with anything, really. Any beets,
Even hot dogs.
yeah, anything. You could mix this up with anything. But see, now that I know that he likes it like this, I can make it. So if Amari likes it, Andre, I don't know why you wouldn't want to eat it, huh? Because it's not something that Nana normally makes, eh? Right?
Yeah, it's just different for
It's
me.
different, but
Like I never seen like something like jelly.
but you know what? You eat it a few times, and you're gonna look how fast he's eating it, people. Look how fast. So now I'm glad I did that last night. So next time I make this, I'll do a video around it, so that you can make it for your own family or for yourself, right? If you want, because you know, look at this. Look how easy this is for him. Right? Hey, look at that. Almost gone. Almost gone. And it will lubricate his intestines, which is good. You like it, eh? Oh, very flavorful, isn't it? Oh, got a lot of neat flavors in it, doesn't it? Bay leaf and rosemary. Mmm, good stuff. Look at that. Come on, sit up. Oh, yeah, good stuff. Oh, open wide. No biting. Let go. Let go. Let go. There we go. He's not biting hard. He's not biting hard on it. No. Right.
That was funny.
This is a silver spoon. So, you know, whenever I can, I try and remind myself to feed him with silver.
Because the plastic spoons.
Well, no. Well,
because they're small.
They're small. The plastic ones are, nah.
And,
Right.
And
they leach plastic. Silver is good for the body, right? So, you know, a little silver is good for him. Not that he's getting any silver, but, you know, it's the idea. Look at that, people. Look, it didn't hardly take any time to feed him that. Wow.
that was quiet.
That was fast. Look at that. He ate it all. Hey?
Yep.
So there you go. That's something else Nana's going to start doing, right? Because I want some. So I froze 4 jars. I froze 4 jars so far. You've seen how fast he ate that. It was easy to mash. Really, really easy. And very nutritional. That was the whole point, right? And so I am going to make this more often for him, right? I mean, you could do it with chicken. You could do it with, you know, beef.
Who knows? Maybe next time we'll make that jelly maybe with chicken.
We could try it. We could try it. But
Besides, that's different too.
well, we could try it for sure. But this is really nice because you kind of need the little bit of a fat from the animal to make the gelatin. So I just wanted to show that. Now we're going to get on to something else here, okay? Because today is a cooking day. Hold on. So that worked out really, really good. I put this in a jar for Tisha, right? Because she's going to take them for me so I can hopefully do some yard work tomorrow. It's been raining though, people. It's just been raining. But hopefully it won't rain too much tomorrow. But anyway, this was enough for 2 separate meals, right? Whether it's by itself or whether Tisha combines it with something else. I mean, like, it's so tasty that you could take half of this with half of this and put the 2 of them together and it would be, like, delicious. So this one I gotta put in the fridge though, right? This one's already canned. And I'm telling you, this is definitely the greatest idea that I've had in a long, long time. Oh, good. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to open up this General Spice. I don't know. It just says General Spice on it. 2011. I just took off the elastic. There's more in there. I taped it all up. Right? Because it was going into long-term storage. So I don't know how hard it's going to be to get this off. And then we're going to open it up. And then we're going to taste it. And see what it tastes like, right? And then I've got some of these pork chops again. These ones were previously frozen. So I'm going to cut them up into cubes. I'm going to cut up a bunch of stuff. Because Andre and I were going to put things on skewers, right? And then we're going to cook them that way on 2 different cooking apparatuses. I'll show you. And I'm going to use an old plum sauce that I made a long time ago. Right? Hold on. I'll show you. Just wait. Okay, so I don't know how well the lighting is in here. Alright, so I opened it up, people. 2011. I put some in the bowl. You can see. It's right there. Okay. It smells like it was when I put it in there. Now I'm going to taste it. Okay. And because there's salt in it, it's so good. So I'm going to use this today for the things that I'm going to be doing with Andre. Right? So we know putting it in long-term storage, seal it up as best as you can, put it in a dark, cool place, and you're not going to go bad in terms of spices like this anyway. This is like it said general, so obviously it came in from, you know, one of those help yourself and put the little tag on and pay that way. It's kind of like it's a meat spice of some kind, but I'm going to be putting this a little bit on vegetables and a little bit on the meat, but you'll see. It's really good, people, trust me. But I want to try this today. This one came out of my bedroom. It's cool. I can feel it. This one, not as cool, but it's in a different cupboard in the dark. This was 2019. This was last year's. Here's his more. Same stuff. Hot and sweet. Right? Do you see this one here? Hot and sweet. Yellow plum. That's when my neighbor gave me those yellow plums last year. And this is sauce. And this was August of 2019. This is the same one. But before I try these ones, I'm going to use this one today with my skewers. Okay? Let's see what we get with this spice. And then I pulled out this from 2018. Now, when I made this, I didn't cook it down enough. But that's okay, because I can still cook it down and thicken it up. So I'm going to leave this out. This is apple peel syrup, right? I mean, obviously, I have other syrups that I've made. This one, I just didn't cook it down enough to thicken it up. But it's, you know, 10-15 minutes on the stove on low, it will thicken up really good, and then you can use it on pancakes, whatever, or, you know, whatever, right? So I thought I'd bring that out. And apples are coming. Andre pointed out the tree to me, and it's full of apples, and, you know, I do that with him every year, people, just because it's quality time with my grandson picking up these apples. And then I get the apple butter, apple juice, if I go out of my way to do the apple peel syrup, just because it's organic apples, right, and whatnot. So I will be back. Hold on. Okay, so this is sort of working. I opened up a pineapple, and I used that in between this stuff. This was the leftover. I tried these plantain bananas, but I don't know. So anyway, just the leftovers. There's no meat in there, but the vegetables, so I'm just going to fry that up later, right? And then I did these potatoes like this on this little thing, and this is what I'm doing right now. So we're just going to do this for now and see what we get. Hold on. Okay, so the whole purpose of what I'm doing here in terms of those things was to try out this. I'm not too sure. I bought this a long time ago at Value Village. I don't know. Like, this is, I've never used it. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it, other than it was something different. It seems to be working. It plugs in, you can see, right? So what I'm going to do, I guess, I don't really know. These are doing okay. When I do this way, this works. Sorry. This works okay. I've got it on low because I don't want it to burn, right? Just cook it slow. Right? I had little potatoes on there for a while. They're done now. So anyway, this is getting hot. I don't really know what to do. So maybe what I should do is just, it's smoking. I'm just putting a bit of oil on that. I don't know what you can fry on this thing. Never did it before. That's why I wanted to try it. At least with this. See how it goes. Hold on. Okay, so I'm having like a real issue with my eyes. It's so hard to see. It's hard to do things. But I'm really discouraged, people. Right? I'm listening to this provincial government. I guess a lot of people died up in the Victoria area recently. I'm telling you, people, I know they're never going to say it, but I'm telling you, they're purging, they're clearing out the so-called problematic human beings to make way for fucking the elite to buy up fucking BC and continue to drink from that well. Right? As they create more poverty. Right? They're just getting rid of the more problematic ones. ShaMay wasn't problematic. Okay? ShaMay was highly intelligent. When she was in school, people, they never put her in fucking music, even though she taught herself how to read and fucking play piano. Okay? I asked him, I said, please put her in music. Oh, we don't have the room. I said, anything, just, no, we don't have the room. Right? She told him she wanted to be a nurse, a registered nurse. No. They didn't fucking push her in that direction. No, because they didn't need to do that, people, because they got these fucking people coming in from all these different countries filling that fucking gap for them, right? Instead, they tried to put her in tourism, right? As if tourism would have given her job security, especially with what's going on right now, right? All those people in tourism have lost their jobs. Government's not talking about that, right? They took a fucking genius and they destroyed her, people. But I can almost guarantee you that they harvested her eggs. Because they knew. That's why they slapped her when she was 5. Because they fucking knew how fast she was picking up on shit. Right? You see, the thing about the public union sector is the senior staff, mainly those white people that have, like, grown up with institutional racism. They want to keep that job security, that essential fucking service workforce for themselves. They like to keep it in the family. Right? I don't know if this is going to work. They like to keep it in the family. They don't like competition. They get rid of the competition. And they manufacture poverty so that they can solidify their job descriptions. As they, see, this is sticking. I don't know if I like this. As they kidnap their own to keep that money in the family. Right? I don't know if I like this one. I'm trying it. That's why I did this, was to see. I like this one better, I think. But I'm so depressed right now. Right? Because they're trying to, these poor people, they're dying. Oh. No, people, trust me, they're saving millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking dollars as they're making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. I don't know how I'm going to get that message out there with my channel being fucking shadow banned. Like, honest to God, right? I've been on YouTube too many years. I have talked about some serious shit. I've brought fucking evidence forward. And, I'm just, my channel just, it's like, it doesn't do anything. Right? And then you get your trolls trolling you, shadow banning your fucking channel through their trolling. You know what I think? I think when the shit catches up to the fan and it's so blatant in people's faces how illegal organ harvesting is in the Western world and flourishing, how targeted hits are happening en masse, because this is what's happening through our various public union sector workers, because that's where it's coming from mainly, right? And of course their private partnerships. When it starts to catch up to fucking mainstream society, honest to God, I'm not gonna fucking feel sorry for them. Nope. 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 Not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry over other people losing their lives and then saying, what the hell happened? What happened? Oh, I've been trying to tell you what's been happening. You're not listening. You're not fucking listening. It makes me so depressed. Okay, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to cook with the lid on with this thing, because it... Not that I could put the lid on that, because I've got these sticks on it, and it's not... I don't know. Well, it's kind of cooking. I'm trying not to be depressed here, but it's not working. It's not working. Between my eyes, with this fluorescent light up here, it's not working. I'm very depressed. Right? I don't want to burn these. But these are good when they're done. And then I'm going to open this up. And at the very end, put it on. Okay, so this seems to be working okay. I don't know. I'm putting this on. You can hear it dripping because I don't want it to dry out, right? So, and I'm turning them around a fair amount, like fast, right? Like not letting them sit for too long. I keep flipping them around. So, I don't know. I like these things with, what is it called? Horse bristles. I already melted this one. Right? Oh, I don't know. I like the horse bristle ones. I've got them, one or two around here somewhere. I have to find them. I don't like these plastic ones. Okay. This tastes like plum. Tastes like plum. It's good. It's actually really good. So as it's cooking, I'm turning them around quite a bit. Right. And I'm basting them as I go. I just keep basting it because I don't want it to dry out. I don't want it to dry out and I don't want it to burn. Right? You can see. Well, working out pretty good. See, if I do this, and then I got all that and that, put it in the fridge, which don't eat, and then I eat tomorrow. Andre can eat tomorrow. Eat them cold, right? They're good. So I used the plum that I canned. The seasoning salt from 2011. Right? And some pineapple that I canned. Alright. I guess this is just, I don't know, nothing. I guess it's just made to retain the heat. Right? I'm trying not to think, people. I'm thinking too much. I'm so angry with what's going on. I don't know what to do. I feel so freaking fucking helpless. I feel so abandoned. So abandoned. See? So anyway, I had to open up my doors because the fire alarm went off. This one cooks faster. Right? If my sticks were shorter, I could have put the lid on and that would have like heated up inside. I think this is what this is. Right? So that the heat penetrates whatever it is that you're cooking. Because this cooks actually, you can see, very fast. Now, mind you, this is dark. Because this is plums from my tree out in the front. Right? You can see I used a fair amount. Right? And, that's tasty, what I just took a bite of. I'm assuming it's cooked right through because this cooked pretty fast. You can see that's the pork right there. So that's done. Right? So I'm just going to let it, I turned it off now because it's cooking fast. And then this one over here, chugging along. Right, I think I have too many on this one, so it's taking a little longer. Right. But these are really good. Andre likes these. So these ones I'm not going to put the plum sauce on. But I will on these ones, but I'm going to cook these ones on here after these ones are done. Just because I'm not familiar with this, you can see, right? But when I cooked, and I started putting on the sauce faster, right? Next time I'll wait a little longer before I put the sauce on. But I just wanted to, you know, I wanted to keep it moist. So that's why I started doing that. But you can see that's coming along, right? Hold on, I want to show you something. So we're at the coroner's report here for June 11th, 2020. You can see right here from January 1st, 2012 to May 31st, 2020. But the thing is, you can't factor in Ciera in this one because it's under investigation. Right? They had to take her body to the hospital. They had to have a reason, people. That was the only reason they took her body to the hospital. It wasn't because they wanted to find out what the fuck John Hart did. No. Because they told John Hart to shut his fucking mouth, right? Because if he said something, he was going down. Okay. Got it on fucking record, okay? This is what pisses me off, people. So much. Preliminary data for 2020 suggests that the proportion of apparent illicit drug toxicity deaths with fentanyl detected alone or in combination with other drugs, it's the fentanyl that's killing the people, is at least 71% so far. We're only into June, people. Proportion from 2012 to 2020 as below. This is a preliminary pending further results. Okay? In 2018, when ShaMay was murdered, 86% of the people that died had fentanyl in their system because it's the fentanyl that's killing the people. right? So you can factor in ShaMay with that number, with over 1,500 people dying in the province of British Columbia, Canada, with no COVID-19. Here, 2019, okay, they had just a little under 1,500 because everybody was running around Narcaning each other until they got put into their modules. 85% of the deaths had fentanyl related. Those deaths were fentanyl related, okay? Now we're in halfway into the year, we're at 71% and still counting. Okay? No fentanyl detected. Fentanyl detected. You can see. I told you it came in, started coming in 2013. Teenagers were dying. That was the target group, right? Then they wanted to get rid of the junkies and all the sick people out in the streets because they didn't want to spend no money on them. So all of a sudden it spiked. It spiked. It spiked even higher in 2018. But there's no murder in any of these numbers, even though we've got a cop saying, oh yeah, hot capping is real in the city of Surrey, but not in the real world of charging somebody, right? We don't charge people because that's too much fucking work. We don't, you know, and besides, if we start charging people, what's going to happen? The organ supply is going to dry up because there won't be as many deaths to pick and choose from. Okay, 86% fentanyl related with 1,500 plus deaths. Okay, here, same thing, just a little under 1,500 fentanyl related, 85%. Okay, this is why I get depressed, people. Okay, because I know what's going on, and I feel like I'm just this little speck in a fucking ocean full of garbage. Anyway, I'm going to add this link. Like, I can't even focus on this shit. Like, I'm starting to not feel fucking sorry. I feel sorry for the ones that are dying from it, people. Don't get me wrong. But for these fucktards that want to sit up there and convince themselves that somehow there's so much better institutional racism, these public union sector workers who somehow think that they're so much better than everybody else, the Eleanor Gildings, the Dr. Henry Bonnies, the fucking Adrian Dicks, the John Horgans, all of them, all those kind of people, all these fucking rich bastards that, you know, just ripping down whole city blocks and the whole 9 yards. You know that old saying, what comes around goes around? Well, I hope one day, people, honest to fucking God, that this shit that they brought, these people with the money brought to our community in British Columbia, Canada, because it's been here, hold on, flip those things, right? Because it's been here for a long time. First, they brought in the meth and poisoned thousands of children from age 11 and up. They targeted them in the communities, through the schools, the whole 9 yards. Right? And then, because everybody was tweaking on meth, they brought in the fucking heroin. All of a sudden, everything got flooded with heroin, and a lot of meth addicts went to heroin. And then they brought in the methadone, right? Because methadone can go with heroin, right? And then they brought in the fucking fentanyl to get rid of the problem, people, and harvest organs as they bring in these fucking doctors from all these fucking the United Emirates, Israel, India, fucking China, right, to harvest organs, people. I'm telling you, this is what's happening, and I feel like I'm just this little speck in a fucking ocean with it being drowned out through the waves, right? Because you know, they're making too much money. They're making too much money by saving money, and they're making too much money by doing illegal activity. And they're giving fucking false information as they fucking do it. Right? They're clearing out Victoria, people. Right? They don't want homeless people sleeping in Stanley Park in Vancouver, or at Beacon Hill Park in Victoria, or in James Bay, or wherever these people go. But they're all over the place because our government has failed us, people, by not ensuring that we have adequate access to affordable housing. So instead of investing in housing and cleaning up the fucking money laundering and the corruption within fucking that whole business, they're just killing off people. And it's a double reward. They get double rewards because they're harvesting, whether they're doing it legally by 1/3 of all donations that come in through organ harvesting for donation center is now like fucking coming in a third, people, a third. So out of every 3 people that have their organs ripped out by the legal donation center, one of them died from these numbers. And that's what's being documented. But they're taking them out illegally to people. There's perfusion machines that flush out these organs even if they weren't going to transplant the organ into somebody else because, you know, they were a junkie. They're going to take those organs and put them in fucking pet food, or they're going to do science experiments on them, grow new meat. Who fucking knows? Take just whatever science experiments these people are doing. They're doing something, or they're giving it to university students and students to fucking do whatever university students do. They're allowing doctors to cut open people like Ciera, right? That didn't need to be cut open, people. Okay? The only reason they did it is because they needed to have an excuse to get inside, to take out what they wanted, because they had her in fucking isolation for 2 months, and they knew her body was fucking clean. This is stupid. Good 172. Oh, my heart's so broken. But I order that, you know, you can't open your business, you can't do this, you can't do that, because in the back of my mind, I need 1 million more fucking people living in fucking poverty so that we can target them at a future date like we did with the Chorney family. And because the Chorney family doesn't have no fucking lawyers to stand up and fight for them, because the lawyers are in on it, right? Waiting for their turn in line to purchase a fucking organ when they get old and fat. Like Andrew the Dragon, old and fat, right, Andrew? Is that why you protect Fraser Health Authority? Because you're making sure that you're protecting your fucking illegal organ when it comes time for you to get a transplant? Because that's the only reason you would do it, right? You're either ethical or you're corrupt. Fraser Health Authority is corrupt. And so are their lawyers. And a whole lot of other people in this province. And people are dumb. They want to be fucking dumb. They want to be blind. They want to be stupid. You know? With like an ostrich with their head in the sand. People want that. Honest to God. Okay. Just pulled up a little article here relating to what I've been talking about for the last 2 days. Hold on. Okay, so this one definitely cooks faster. Right? I'm trying it again. You can see. It doesn't take long. Especially if you put the lid on. But the lid helps to run the heat through the food. Now I'm not using the sauce yet, but it's mostly gone now, so at the very end I'll put it on for the last 5 minutes so it doesn't burn. But right now I'm just, you know, I'm trying this, right? I'm going to put the lid back on because it gets smoky, right? So if I would have had like a hickory smoke or something, it's maybe like a little smoker, can you see? It's getting hot in there. Look at that. Okay, so this one definitely cooks faster. Right? Now, mind you, on the other one, I wasn't cooking it on very high. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unplug it. And then I'm going to take this lid. And I'm just going to cover it. I did put the rest of that plum sauce on there, just because I wanted to use it up, right? I don't know, people. I'm still not up for this. So there's those ones. Right. Those first ones, I've already ate a couple. The potatoes that I did. Whatever. So now I'm just going to let that sit. It's not going to really burn because there's no more heat. But it's going to just go right through everything. Right? And that's it.